This one, they usually say it looks like a vacuum flask top. Children pick it up, and all you got to do is just...
And fear the silence is the voice of God, of God, of God. And we cry, hallelujah, hallelujah. We cry, hallelujah.
Landmines are scattered everywhere.
Sorrow is constant, and the joys are free.
In the fields and the rice paddies,
Seasons come and bring no sweet relief.
backyards, schoolyards,
Time is a brutal but a careless thief.
and yet their village is surrounded by these tiny little weapons the size of a boy's hockey puck.
Leaves behind the grief. We cry, hallelujah. We cry, hallelujah, hallelujah. We cry, hallelujah.
These artists are lifting their voices at Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall.
It's wonderful to be here in Pittsburgh in this absolutely beautiful theater.
The mission of this Oakland landmark is to stand as a lasting tribute to those who've served this country. And the mission of these performers is to remind and educate us about war's most deadly souvenir.
Nothing is louder to God's ears than a poor man's sorrow.
Patty Griffin, Bruce Coburn, Emmylou Harris, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Steve Earle, and Nancy Griffith.
From a distance, we all have enough.
Thrilled about the idea, a tour of this magnitude.
Calliope, the Pittsburgh Folk Music Society, sponsored the concert,
It's really the largest production that Calliope has ever undertaken.
and it's a very impressive lineup.
I wish I'd never come back home.
But equally impressive, the generosity of each artist to donate their talent and their time.
There's a wealth of amputation waiting in the ground, but no one can remember where they put it down. If you're the child who finds it there, you will rise upon the sound of mines. Mozambique.
I went to Vietnam, Cambodia, and it's a pretty powerful thing, you know. I mean, in Phnom Penh, I counted 4 amputees per block.
Once you've held a child on your lap, being fitted for an artificial limb, having stepped on a landmine in their own backyard, the controversy of banning the manufacture and distribution of landmines ceases to exist.
Banning and the removal of landmines is a top priority for the Vietnam Veterans of America Foundation. President and founder Bobby Mueller has led the movement for years, but sometimes it takes celebrity to bring the issue to the mainstream.
And then my friend Emmylou Harris called me one day and
Well, Emmylou Harris.
And she told me that they were going to try to put like a concert series together where everyone, sort of a singer-songwriter in the round, and do some shows to raise money, raise awareness of this issue, and she wanted to know if I was interested. To me, it was a no-brainer.
Harris organized the concert series after touring Cambodia and Vietnam and seeing the VVAF rehabilitation clinics there. And since September 11th, Americans now have a better understanding that the hand of violence can reach into their own neighborhood.
Really dealing with terrorism in a more present way than we ever have. It's that sense of your freedom being taken away from you, the idea of if I walk out my front door, you know, I might have my legs, my genitals blown up.
Wondering where the ghosts of antiquity hide on nights like this.
Peace has been declared in most of these countries we're talking about, and yet we just leave these landmines in the ground.
So Emmylou Harris called on her friends, and they brought a musical message.
Halfway round the world tonight.
But to bring a personal message to the Pittsburgh audience, it took a Cambodian refugee named Luong Ong.
I came from a big family of 7 during the Khmer Rouge regime. In that war, between starvations and forced executions and forced labors and landmines, an estimate of 2 million out of 7 million people, approximately a quarter of the population, died within 4 years. And among the victims were my father, mother, 2 sisters, and 20 other relatives.
Now an orphan, Luong was taken from her comfortable urban childhood to a labor camp, where she became a field worker and learned her first lesson about landmines.
In the villages where we lived, they had soldiers monitoring and patrolling the villages. And when the soldiers went to sleep, we were still kept in a prison by what Pol Pot, the Khmer soldiers, call his silent sentinels of death. These eternal soldiers that needed no sleep, eat, or pay, and once in the ground, they stay in the ground for decades.
Luong lives in America now and tells her story in her autobiography, First They Killed My Father. In 1995, she visited family members in Cambodia and found her former homeland still littered with landmines, and she also witnessed their legacy.
For me, it's all about providing an opportunity for those who survive wars, horrific wars like Rwanda and Bosnia and Afghanistan, Mozambique. When they survive their wars, they really should have a chance to survive the peace.
And she's working tirelessly to that purpose.
Now, the landmine campaign grew out of the killing fields of Cambodia, something that I unfortunately know a lot about.
This was the third in a series of landmine concerts and the first time in Pittsburgh.
And I think we have a sold-out house tonight, which is great.
It's no surprise that Pittsburgh turned out for this cause. People of this region are known for their benevolence, but moreover, the understanding of war and its aftermath runs deep here. In Allegheny County alone, there are more than 45,000 Vietnam-era veterans, and Western Pennsylvania is second only to Los Angeles County in the number of war veterans overall.
I got to this building, and I saw probably my favorite words that have ever been written on the back wall, which is the Gettysburg Address. So this is a song for fallen heroes. Does anybody seen my old friend John? Can you tell me where he's gone?
There was an exchange of gifts that night. Inside the auditorium, the artists gave their gift of music. And during intermission, the audience gave their gift of financial support by purchasing scarves like the ones the performers wore during the show. And the silk scarves you see in the hands of these Pittsburgh concert goers were made by the hands of these determined Cambodians through the VVAF rehab programs. They've turned their ugly encounters with landmines into a vocation that creates a thing of beauty.
We have clinics in 7 countries where we provide prosthetic limbs for victims of landmines so that they could walk and go back and reclaim the land and farm it and use it.
What I came away with more than anything was the sense of pointlessness of the use of this weapon and the obscenity of it.
Bang the drum slowly, play the
dealt with. I mean, it's just a matter of people making up their minds, and then the money and the manpower to get them out of the ground, and just agree that we're never going to put them back in again.